corporate training. We all know it's important and we need to do it, but how effective is it really? A lot of corporate training is passive, and thinking back, with the exception of the corporate training event where I had to put out a fire with a fire extinguisher, and that was actually part of the training, a lot of it is passive, and there's probably not a lot people retain as a result of it, particularly deep knowledge that were probably core things to the corporate training exercise. One of the other things that are important is teamwork and team building. And we often have team building activities, and one of the most popular ones recently has been escape rooms. If you haven't come across escape rooms before, essentially you lock a whole bunch of people in a room, and there's a whole series of puzzles that they need to try and solve to unlock various locks. And they need to do that within a time limit. And so it forces them to work together to work through puzzles and try and solve problems together and pooling their collective knowledge and resources. What if we could combine these two concepts of corporate training and escape rooms to create an active learning, a highly effective teamwork activity where people actually learn things in a fun, immersive environment? It turns out we can. This is also very flexible. I've used it through lower primary right through to honours level engineering courses. And so we can use it at all different levels and pitch our questions to different levels based on people's knowledge and skills. It's also good for peer interaction where people in mixed teams can support each other to solve the various problems and contribute their domain knowledge to a particular problem-solving area. Well, how do we do this then? Well, we essentially need three things. Firstly, we need a series of puzzles, the actual things that you want to train on, the questions there. They should be probably a bit cryptic, a little bit difficult to understand, but actually bring out a whole series of different ideas that people need to solve together collaboratively. Now, I've used puzzles of all different types, from engineering courses through to teaching maths, through to teaching biochemistry. Your basic premise is that they could be paper-based, so they solve things on paper. They could be physical things, and we've used multimeters and oscilloscopes and things to solve various problems on physical hardware as well. But the main thing is that they need to, at the end, result in a numerical answer that we can validate. And so we typically put these inside envelopes, and they open up each envelope as they progress through each round of the escape room. So we don't need to have physical rooms, and people aren't actually locked in rooms at all. The next thing that we need is some way of validating their answers. And so we developed this, an open source escape room decoder box. And this decoder box allows people to punch in their answers, and it validates their answers, tells them if they're right or wrong. It also keeps track of the time for everyone so they know how much time is remaining. It allows them to get clues, and so each 5 minutes they've been stuck on the problem, it will start giving them clues. And it will also assign penalties. If they start guessing, it will deduct time from their timer there. This is a really great way of, in a competitive environment, if you've got multiple teams, being able to assign a prize to the winning team who have solved the escape room in the least amount of time possible. The final thing you need is a storyline. A storyline makes it more immersive and brings people together to be in an immersive environment to solve a particular story. These can be paper-based once again, or they can be video-based, where people watch videos based on QR codes or something they look at. And these storylines, we've written heaps of them, everything from being trapped in Cold War bunkers to catacombs, through to you could do a virus thing where you need to work out an antidote for it. Or even we've had one, musicians have been trapped in the back room of a stage and they need to get out because they're next on stage and they need to solve the problems to get out of there. Making it immersive and a fun sort of activity like this makes it quite memorable, and will also make people not realise they're actually learning, where they're learning all these things and solving problems and having fun while they're doing it as a team. Well, if you'd like to create some corporate training events which are active learning based and are immersive using these escape rooms, please get in touch and see how we can help you with it. I hope your next corporate training event will be as fun as some of the ones we've been designing.